Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Let's take a quick look at Ethereum, see what's going on. We're going to discuss this massive liquidation range just below the price section, how we did not get that rejection off 2000 because that never happened. Price came up to 1960 and pulled back pretty hard after trapping a lot of late longs yesterday. So this is not necessarily the coin you want to take a long with, but also kind of a little bit yes. And what I mean by that is, I'll explain on the charts here as we go along, but the macro perspective, this range of like 1600 to 1750 is a heavy area of confluence with support from previous timeframes, not necessarily locally. So that really just implies that we should start seeing some slowing in selling pressure in the 16 to 1750 range. Okay, now I know that's a long ways away, or what feels like a long ways away, but it's literally one Trump tweet away. So it's not that big of a deal. Probably best just to wait or just add to your position, spot bags only on the way down, okay? Quick congrats to our committee for some nice profits on our short position from Bitcoin. We hit 44% on the way down from 87,000 to 81.5. Do I feel Bitcoin's going to continue lower? Yes, but likely after a small relief rally. But if you can kind of see here, we are not looking so good with Dow dropping 1,300 points and S&P 4% as stock markets rout down with Trump tariffs worsening. So these are not good things, not good conditions you want to take longs into. You're basically flipping a coin if you want to take a long right now. While some people like to do that, I don't personally like to do that. I'm waiting for the price to potentially recover a little bit so we can short on the way down. Is Ethereum one of those coins I want to short at this point? Yes and no. Yes, from a analysis perspective, it looks terrible. But no, from a macro perspective, I'd much rather take along with the spot bag, adding to my spot bag rather in the 16 to 1750 range. Okay, I'll show you in a minute what that looks like. Furthermore, locally here, we see a lot of liquidation events potentially between 1740 and there you go, roughly about 1600 right there at the bottom. That makes sense because that's just that area of support, okay? Now, we look at the macro though, it's not very pretty. And there's even chunks of liquidation at the 1500 range. So the truth is this coin is not looking great, has more potential for further downside. I just think we're going to start seeing that pressure start to slow here in the near future, just based on once more that macro perspective. All that being said, we can see 4 billion in liquidation short delta, basically implying we got 4 billion in shorts versus our 6 billion in longs not 24 hours ago. Okay, so it's crazy how the market can shift, but you know, one tweet or one comment or tariffs on the entire freaking world is going to cause that to happen, right? What I call him the orange terrorist. He is just slowly destroying our accounts. It's a funny joke. We're making money on the way down with our shorts, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, I hate to see spot bags bleeding out, even though I love some of these discount prices. Either way you look at it, let's take a look here. Tons of open interest above the price action. So we're going to see some exit liquidity between the current price and 1840. So the local high is 1840. That's a distinct area of retracement. If we come up to that level, I'd be very surprised, first of all. But if we do, we'll probably see some resistance in the price pull back with that exit liquidity there. All right, so let's take a look at the daily and see what's going on here. And to make it simple, the daily time frame sucks. There's nothing here that's telling us that we are shifting momentum. We had a stochastic swing the last couple of days that I told you is kind of erroneous, nothing really to pay attention to. And overall, until we close back up above 2000 or this descending trend line or the 50-day SMA or the 20-day SMA, there's no reason to take a long position. We are under the gun right now, and literally everything is pointing down. All the more reason why we'll probably see some manipulative pumps here soon. My guess is once things calm down, we stop seeing these tweets come out, or the tariff news starts to kind of eventually fizzle out. We'll see a recovery, but between now and then, there's nothing that's going to magically restore the market. Okay. Having said that, we can see our not macro, but the local range ever since March, the 1st of March roughly, we've seen the most amount of volume at 1910. So this is the new resistance. So I'm going to be leaning heavy towards a short in the 1860 to 1910 mark because the likelihood of further downside from there is pretty high. Just once more, people want to get out of their upside down positions at that level. They start selling and or just late longs getting destroyed, and the market makers are like, okay, we've destroyed enough longs, let's go ahead and destroy the short now. It's just a whole mess, but it's just the way it goes right now, folks. Your best, try to stay positive, take less trades, and just take better trades more often, if you will. Okay. Last month, for example, we only took I think it was maybe 15 trades. That's half of what I normally do. But 87% success rate, obviously, on those trades is good, but it's just not a ton of profit. So you got to be okay with that in the market. because opportunities come less frequent now, and the opportunities that are there, they disappear quickly. So it's a very challenging market. So don't feel frustrated by it, because it's difficult for a lot of people. Okay. 4-hour time frame is truly garbage. There's nothing here that's good. I'm just going to save you the time. Hourly time frame sucks too. So there's not much else to really report here. I would say safe to presume the previous low here, which we started to see some bottoming pressure at 1850. That's likely going to work as a new high. If we surpass that, definitely going to see rejection at the 1900 mark. So I think 2000 is a far-fetched consideration, and I realistically think 1850 to 1900 is a good solid thought process for a short, or hypothetically the price invalidates and closes above 1900 for a couple of days. That would tell us that a long position might be viable. Between now and then, I don't think it's ideal or appropriate to short the bottom. And in fact, I'm sorry, I just totally spaced this here. Let's pull up the macro here, just give you a perspective. This is a weekly time frame. If we omit the first, just say from 2020, if we omit 2020, and we kind of look at, ever since we've been in the 1,000 plus mark range, we can see the most amount of open interest, or just say points of control, at 1,800. But secondary to that, it's kind of hard to see with this little guy here, but there's about 1,650 to about 1,550. Heavy amount of volume here. So the likelihood of going below 1,600, I think, is pretty low. It would probably take a World War III, or perhaps even another Trump tweet regarding tariffs. It's going to have to be something ridiculous, which is what the market is right now. So I wouldn't put it past it. But the truth is, we're going to need some significant catalyst to get through that support range, because people feel like it's a good value, because over the last 4 years, we've seen the average amount of people buying in at 1,550. So 1,550 is 1,600. That range there, I think, is a solid chance that we're going to see continuation there. So that's about where we're at. I hope that makes sense. I described that correctly. That's the reason why I think we may not go too much lower, but I still think it's inevitable for us to go lower. Right? All right. Thanks again for joining me, folks. Please hit the like button. Comment below. Let me know what your position is here with Ethereum. Or are you long or short? Where are you at? Let me know. Hope you have a good one. Either way, thanks so much for your time. We'll see you soon. Take care.